The rise of the Ottoman Empire from Kosovo to Constantinople. In 1389, a battle erupted that would change the course of history forever. On the fields of Kosovo, the Ottoman army clashed with the Christian forces of Serbia in a fight for dominance. The battle ended in bloodshed, with both leaders falling, but the Ottomans emerged stronger than ever. What followed was a relentless expansion that would eventually bring them to the mighty walls of Constantinople. How did a small Anatolian beylik rise to become one of the greatest empires the world has ever seen? Stay with us as we unravel the untold story of ambition, conquest, and a siege that changed history forever. Enjoying the journey through history? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of history enthusiasts. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Tell us what you think, share your favorite historical insights, or suggest a topic you'd love to see us explore. 1. The Battle of Kosovo, 1389. By the late 14th century, the Ottoman Empire was steadily expanding into the Balkans, encountering resistance from the local Christian rulers. One of the most significant confrontations came in 1389 at the Battle of Kosovo, where the Ottomans, led by Sultan Mehmed I, faced a coalition of Serbian and allied Christian forces under Prince Lazar Rebeljonović. This battle was not merely a military clash, it was a decisive moment in Balkan history that would shape the political landscape for centuries. Both sides recognized that this was a fight for dominance over the region, and neither was willing to back down. The forces and their preparations. The Ottoman army, estimated to be between 27,000 and 40,000 soldiers, included a mix of well-trained janissaries, cavalry, and auxiliary forces from vassal states. The Ottomans had perfected their tactical maneuvers, combining swift cavalry charges with disciplined infantry formations, making them a formidable opponent. On the other side, Prince Lazar's army, estimated to be around 30,000 men, consisted of heavily armored Serbian knights, light cavalry, and allied troops from Bosnia and Wallachia. The Serbian forces relied on their superior armor and close combat expertise, while their light cavalry excelled in quick strategic strikes. The battle begins. Brutality on the fields of Kosovo. The battle began on June 15, 1389, near present-day Pristina. The Serbian forces launched a fierce assault on the Ottoman center, attempting to break their formation. The initial charge inflicted significant damage on the Ottomans, momentarily pushing them back. However, the Ottomans quickly reorganized. Using a combination of disciplined archers, janissaries, and their elite cavalry units, they managed to counter the Serbian advance. As the battle progressed, it turned into a brutal melee, with neither side willing to yield. The death of Sultan Mehmed I and Prince Lazar, one of the most dramatic and controversial moments of the battle, occurred when Sultan Mehmed I was assassinated. According to some historical accounts, a Serbian knight named Miloš Obilić infiltrated the Ottoman camp, approached Murad under the guise of surrender, and stabbed him to death. This shocking act sent waves of panic through the Ottoman ranks, but leadership quickly passed to Murad's son, Bayezid I, who maintained control over the army. Meanwhile, on the Serbian side, Prince Lazar was captured and later executed by the Ottomans. With their leader dead and their army in disarray, the Serbian forces began to collapse. The aftermath, a devastating blow to the Balkans. Although the battle was technically inconclusive, as both armies suffered heavy losses, the strategic victory belonged to the Ottomans. While Serbia remained independent for a few more decades, it became an Ottoman vassal state, forced to pay tribute and provide military assistance. Bayezid I, now the new Sultan, took advantage of the weakened Christian forces and consolidated Ottoman power in the Balkans. This battle marked the beginning of Serbia's gradual decline and Ottoman dominance over southeastern Europe. Moreover, the Battle of Kosovo became legendary in Serbian history and folklore. Even today, it is remembered as a symbol of national resistance, heroism, and sacrifice. The Ottoman expansion didn't stop there. With Serbia weakened, Bayezid I set his sights on an even greater prize: Constantinople. Second Bayezid I and the First Siege of Constantinople, 1394 to 1402. Nicknamed Yildirim, or the Thunderbolt, Bayezid was relentless. His armies swept across Bulgaria, Thessaly, and even threatened Hungary. But his greatest ambition was to take Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. From 1394 to 1402, Bayezid laid siege to the city, tightening his grip. By the late 14th century, the Byzantine Empire was a shadow of its former self. The once mighty empire was now reduced to a few scattered territories struggling with economic hardship, internal strife, and constant external threats. Constantinople, the grand capital, remained the last great bastion of Byzantine resistance, but it was isolated, surrounded by expanding Ottoman lands. Bayezid Bime, recognizing that controlling Constantinople would be the key to cementing Ottoman power in the region, began a long and calculated siege in 1394. Unlike previous attacks on the city, this was not a brief attempt to breach the walls, but a prolonged blockade aimed at starving the Byzantines into submission. The Ottomans cut off trade routes, imposed naval blockades, and launched periodic assaults on the city's formidable Theodosian walls. Despite Bayezid's military prowess, Constantinople remained resilient. The Byzantines, though greatly outnumbered, relied on their superior fortifications, expert use of Greek fire, and strategic diplomatic efforts to hold out against the siege. The Byzantine Emperor Manuel II Palaiologos tirelessly sought aid from Western Europe, embarking on diplomatic missions to request military support. However, the response from Christian Europe was slow and divided. In 1396, Pope Boniface IX called for a new crusade to break the Ottoman siege. This led to the Battle of Nicopolis, where a massive crusader force, composed mainly of Hungarian, French, and Burgundian knights, marched to confront Bayezid. However, Bayezid, utilizing superior strategy and discipline, crushed the crusaders in one of the most decisive Ottoman victories of the era. The defeat at Nicopolis sent shockwaves through Europe and made it clear that the Ottomans were now an unstoppable force. With the Crusaders defeated, Bayezid intensified the pressure on Constantinople. By 1400, the city was on the verge of collapse, suffering from severe food shortages and deteriorating morale. The Byzantines attempted to buy time by offering vassalage to Bayezid, but he remained determined to take the city outright. However, just as victory seemed imminent, a new and even greater threat emerged from the east, the Turco-Mongol warlord Timur, Tamerlane. In 1402, Timur launched an invasion of Anatolia, challenging Bayezid's dominance. The Ottomans were forced to lift the siege of Constantinople and redirect their focus to the new threat. At the Battle of Ankara, Timur's forces crushed the Ottoman army, leading to Bayezid's capture and eventual death in captivity. The sudden collapse of Bayezid's power not only saved Constantinople from imminent conquest, but also plunged the Ottoman Empire into a civil war known as the Ottoman Interregnum. The Byzantines, though temporarily safe, knew that their reprieve was only temporary. The Ottomans would return stronger and more determined than ever. 3. The Ottoman Interregnum, 1402 to 1413. The empire that seemed unstoppable just years earlier was now leaderless. Bayezid's sons fought one another for control. This civil war threatened to tear the empire apart. But after over a decade of chaos, one leader emerged victorious, Mehmed II. Mehmed II managed to reunify the fractured empire, setting the stage for the Ottoman resurgence. He restructured the military, strengthened alliances, and ensured internal stability. His reign was crucial in preventing the complete collapse of the empire. His son, Murad II, would continue to strengthen the empire and set the foundation for what was to come, the conquest of Constantinople. 4th, Murad II and the strengthening of the empire, 1421 to 1451. Murad II focused on securing Ottoman dominance in both Anatolia and the Balkans. The Christian kingdoms of Europe launched repeated crusades to push the Ottomans back, but Murad repelled them. One of the most significant battles of his reign was the Battle of Varna, 1444 Itzion, where the Ottoman army decisively defeated the Polish-Hungarian forces, securing Ottoman control over much of the Balkans. This battle demonstrated the increasing military efficiency of the Ottoman army and their ability to repel European coalitions. However, Murad's most significant contribution was his son, Mehmed II. At just 12 years old, Mehmed II was briefly placed on the throne, but internal conflicts forced Murad to return. When Murad II died in 1451, the young Mehmed II assumed full control. The world was about to witness the rise of one of history's greatest conquerors. 5. Mehmed II and the fall of Constantinople, 1453. From the moment Mehmed II took power, he was obsessed with one goal: capturing Constantinople. The city had stood for over 1,000 years, surviving countless sieges, but Mehmed had something different. He invested in massive cannons capable of shattering the city's legendary walls. On April 6, 1453, the siege began. The Byzantine defenders, led by Emperor Constantine XI, were vastly outnumbered, yet they resisted for weeks. The walls shook under relentless cannon fire. Tunnels were dug, naval blockades were set, but the city refused to fall. Then, on May 29, 1453, the Ottoman forces breached the walls. The final battle was ferocious. Emperor Constantine XI led his troops in a desperate last stand, but was ultimately slain. The once great Byzantine Empire had fallen. Mehmed II rode into the Hagia Sophia and declared it a mosque. Constantinople was now Istanbul, the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. To secure his rule, Mehmed II allowed religious and ethnic diversity to thrive. He encouraged Greek, Armenian, and Jewish populations to settle in the city, ensuring a stable, multi-ethnic empire. He also implemented legal and administrative reforms that strengthened the empire's governance. 6. The Ottoman Golden Age and its challenges, 1453 to 1600. With Constantinople under Ottoman rule, Mehmed II laid the foundations for an empire that would last for centuries. He invited scholars, artists, and traders to settle in the city, transforming it into a thriving center of culture and commerce. The Ottomans strengthened their administrative systems, expanding their influence from North Africa to Persia. However, challenges lay ahead. The Safavid Empire in Persia emerged as a powerful rival, while European nations feared the Ottoman advance into Central Europe. The empire would face internal struggles, power shifts, and military campaigns that tested its resilience. How did the Ottomans manage to balance their vast empire? What conflicts shaped their expansion, and what ultimately led to their decline? Stay tuned for the next chapter in the history of the Ottoman Empire. And if you know someone who would love diving into the past, share this video with them. Let's uncover history together.